Okay, Andrea, can you start to telling us what is Changemaker, and can you briefly talking about what is Changemaker, and please?
So from our point of view, Changemaker is an entrepreneur, is someone that wants to create innovation with the focus of creating value. So kind of entrepreneurship, but for good. And we see that in today's society, most of the entrepreneurs are actually profit driven rather than value driven. And that unfortunately doesn't lead to necessarily a positive change. Actually, as we are seeing in today's society, quite the opposite. Profit driven entrepreneurship is leading to a world that is not necessarily the most fair, justice, and nicest world that we could have. So for us, change makers are the people that really wants to make change in society for good through entrepreneurship, through joining projects or supporting projects. So I guess more or less is what we define a change maker at Fvtura.
Okay. So Changemaker is work with a company or work with a social. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in our with the projects that we support, I think we have very little difference between social and companies. We believe actually that any company should be social, so any company should do things for good rather than doing things just as a company. Today when we say that our projects are fully focused on society, and doing good, people are actually surprised. They say, "Oh, wow, that's extraordinary," and that's a bit sad. I mean, it shouldn't be extraordinary. It should be the ordinary. It should be normal for a company, for an organization, to focus on social, on creating value for people, no matter what type of value that is. So I guess we don't have such a distinction.
Okay. So another question is why we should choose the Changemaker.
Uh,
Why?
why
Yeah.
should we become change maker? You mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
well, I mean, I could give so many reasons to people. Of course, the usual answers in a way to do good would be well, because it's the right thing. Because by helping other people, you are also helping society, and you are also helping yourself. But if you want to have some unusual answers, I would say that is also a very selfish reason. So no matter who you are, no matter how rich or poor you are, you live in a society surrounded by people. You live in a planet and you're breathing the same air and you're drinking almost the same water as millions of people or billions of people out there. And why you should become a change maker? Why should you should do things for good and for society? Well, first of all, why not? Why shouldn't you do? Why should everybody not focus on making society a better place, improving our civilization, improving our environment? And even if you're the most selfish that there is out there, um,
Okay.
it makes much more sense to help other because no matter what, you're going to have a family, you're going to have people that you love, and those people live in a society. So no matter who you are, again, you are part of a collective organizations, which is planet Earth. And so far at the moment, we can't escape from this planet. So I think everybody should become a change maker. Everybody should ditch the rat race rather than chasing fame or success. All those things are just marketing buzzwords. I think everybody should start to focus more on becoming a change maker, doing things for good, because that's the smartest and probably best use and most purposeful use of your limited time and resources.
As I hear that you have a website that called Fvtura.
Yep.
What is the details about this Fvtura? And can
Um,
you tell
well,
us about your story, backgrounds, and everything? Yeah, please.
your first question about Futura, I would say that at the moment is coming up as a community platform. So what we have been doing for the past 2 years here in Singapore and online with other members, we have been organizing think tank events and specific discussions to understand what are the problems in society. And that's very, very tricky, because the more we dig deeper, the more we realize that what it looks like a problem is actually the consequence of another problem. So there's a lot of intricacy in these, in what are the issues in society. And we've been doing this mostly through events, physical events. And it has been great, but we've seen that is a little bit limited if it's only in a few cities. So what we did with Fvtura was bringing all this community from offline into online, organizing topic-specific groups, and slowly evolving into something more kind of ecosystem. So we are launching a virtual incubator for projects and impact-driven innovation to join us from everywhere across the globe. We're partnering up with crowdfunding companies and platforms, so that any idea that comes on Fvtura can then be launched through crowdfunding to get more resources. We're inviting industry experts, mentors, and advisors to join startups online and offline. So yeah, this is somehow what Fvtura is becoming. Actually, let me see if I can show you something about.
Okay.
Okay, can you see this page?
Oh yeah, I see the page.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are on fvtura.com/missions, and you can see a little bit of what is it.
Yeah. So is it anybody can join this
Absolutely,
member?
yes.
It's
What?
free?
Yeah, of course, it's free. It's
Oh,
open
okay.
source. It's a very ambitious mission to change the world for good, and we know that we might not be able to do it in our lifetime or with our own resources. So we are getting things ready to leave it to someone else. So everything we are doing is open source and is free, of course, and is inclusive. It's not exclusive. So yeah.
So what is the main goal for the future doing? Is mainly for ecosystem or mainly for financial?
Well, in terms of missions, we have this page where we have about 80 plus missions that people can take. And these missions are divided in civilization, happiness and freedom, and environment. So our focus is pretty broad, because we know that many problems are connected to each other. So if we want to change a society, it's not just by one thing, it's actually an ensemble of elements. So any entrepreneur can actually take from this list. And yeah, there are quite a few missions. Also, if we go on, let's see. Yeah.
Okay,
Here
I
for
see
more.
there's here for more.
Yes.
So what is this exactly about? Can you tell
So
us more about this?
Here for more is a socio-economic movement that we are launching. Socio-economic in the sense that it's not only aiming to affect society on the social level, but also on the economic level. We realize that many of the problems that we are facing today as a global civilization are actually related to economies. The way the economic models are structured today, unfortunately, are fair only for a minority of people and are unfair for the majority of the population. So if we want to change the world, we also have to change the way the economies are structured, the reward systems and incentivization. The focus of Here for More is actually in four clusters, which are education, new economic models, decision-making, voting system, and not only about governments. Here we're talking also about organization, about companies, the way that knowledge is gathered, structured, and utilized today. And lastly, impact-driven innovation. So this is the Here for
Oh
More
yeah,
movement.
the logo.
And if we can change just two of these clusters, then we are shaping society on a larger scale. And all these movements, all these clusters can be started bottom up. So we don't need governments, we don't need large organizations to take action, or us waiting for them to improve things. Rather, we can improve things bottom up. There is people want to improve things, people want to change the way society is. But today there are no tools or instruments, neither there is a large organization to do so. So we want to put out there the tools, the instruments, and actually connecting the thousands or millions of people that wants to change society. So yeah, this is here for more.
Okay.
And the meaning behind this word is actually being on earth, being here for more than just profits, more than just fame, more than just unlimited accumulation of wealth. We are here because we can have a better purpose. We are here for more than just money, profit, or fame. So yeah, that's here for more.
So everything you do is not just for money and fame.
No, we don't care about that.
But you care about the society and everything around is changes. You want to make it better and better again.
Yeah, okay. I mean, what's idea. For accumulating more and more wealth if then, first of all, is distributed poorly, and second, if society is crashing? I mean, today, now we are in April 2020, and everybody is living and is facing the problem with the COVID-19, with the coronavirus. And that's showing to the world that it's not about how much money you have in your bank. That virus doesn't look at your class. It doesn't look if you're an elite, if you're poor or you're rich. You're going to get it if you're going to get it. So what people should have focused more, maybe less on fashion, less on entertainment, more in healthcare, doing less wars, rather boosting hospitals, boosting the medical research. We wouldn't face the situation that we're facing today if wealth and energies were allocated in a more sensible way, in a proper way. So no, everything we're doing is we're doing it for good, because it's a mission, is a lifetime of dedication of some of the people of this organization.
And, so do you know there is a commitment about a team?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Commitment is it's one of the rarest thing to find in today's world, because it's a very fast pace movement type of world. Yeah, commitment is the hardest commodity to find, I would say.
So here for more, is that a project from Singapore or?
No, globally. Everything we are doing with Fvtura is for the world. There is no specific country. I mean, we are living in a society today where it's getting more and more globalized. Even our team at Fvtura, we have people from, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 countries. And we are all aligned with the same missions and visions. No, everything we're doing is for the world. There is no specific country.
Okay. Have you done any project yet?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we wanted to try and to test was actually, can we transform talks and knowledge into actions? And of course, that's one of the most complicated things. It's very easy, it's free to talk, but then taking action, that's the challenging part. So what we did in August last year, from some of the think tanks that we have been organizing, we actually asked some of the people participating to actually transform those talks into projects. And so we did. We started to organize workshops and more specific ideation processes to transform these groups into teams, and then these teams into real projects. And we have launched one of the projects in January this year. It's called the Next Billion Jobs. It's a platform that is aiming to change the future of the next billion people taking jobs, and not just connecting people with work opportunities. No, we are shaping somehow a better society by creating jobs that are more and more important and more necessary for the world. So it's not just doing tasks. It's not kind of gig or freelancer platform. We are identifying what are the jobs that are going to be critical and crucial for our civilization, and starting to train people towards that direction. On the other side, there are people losing their jobs due to climate change, to automation, to the virus, to all these other reasons that we are seeing today. And there are millions of people that needs to be reskilled. So we are doing that through Next Billion Jobs and an education platform connected to it that we are creating. Yeah, just to give you an example of one of the projects that we are working with and launched.
Thank you, Andrea, for sharing all these amazing changemaker details. Yeah,
my
I would
pleasure.
love to the next video.
My pleasure. Looking forward. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.